Welcome to Alert Tales, where we dive deep into the most gripping stories of real-life experiences. If you love tales that evoke emotion, spark conversation, and connect us all, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community for more captivating stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. My parents have decided that I'm not their daughter anymore. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 5 years. He's kind, loyal, funny, smart, and a hard worker. He works at an NGO. His family loves me, my friends love him, we live together, and he proposed to me this summer. I said yes. The thing is, he had never met my parents for our whole relationship. We met in Europe, I'm from an Arab country, my parents still live there, and I always knew that they would not approve of him, so I kept it from them as long as possible. They have a thing with money and expected their daughter, the high achiever, to end up with someone rich, or at least with an engineering or proper degree. My partner has a college degree, but not in the field they would deem worthy. After the proposal, I figured I needed to bite the bullet and introduce my partner to my parents. They came to visit me a couple of weeks ago, and it was awful. They were civil to him, but they kept pestering me afterwards about him and how unworthy he is of our family. Among the things they said, "He's only with you for our money, even though he has never benefited from it in any way, shape, or form for years. He's not smart enough for you, even though we both have college degrees." And they met him for the grand total of 40 minutes. "You have to listen to us regarding who you end up marrying, even though they have the worst marriage I know. My dad has been consistently cheating on my mom for the past 30 years, and the only reason she stays with him is for his money. How can you choose him over us, when they're the ones putting me in the position where I have to choose either," etc., etc. The latest development in the whole ordeal is that my dad has been wanting to buy an apartment in my name for quite some time. I didn't ask for anything, I don't feel entitled to his money, but he says it's a way to go around heritage laws that are unjust towards girls, as I would inherit half of what my brothers would. He called me last week to tell me that if I don't break up with my boyfriend, he will not put the apartment in my name, and I have 2 days to make a choice before he goes to the notary. I texted him that same night telling him that I've never felt entitled to anything and I would not want anything given to me if it wasn't given with an open heart, or with strings attached. I told him he needs to do whatever he wanted with his money, that I hope it would make him happy, and that I loved him. Now my mom is texting me, calling me aggressive and telling me that I'm worsening their medical condition with my black heart, telling me they're crying every night because of me. They're crying every night because I want to marry someone who's not as affluent as us. They say I'm killing them because I'm with someone kind, who respects me, but whose parents had to work hard in construction sites and cleaning houses to live. My dad texted me today regarding some paperwork I need to file for an administrative process I have ongoing. He ended his text with, "After this, we're over." I can't believe this is how my parents, 78 years old and 63 years old, are choosing to behave. All the money in the world, and they're ready to forsake their only daughter, disinherit her, just because her husband doesn't make 6 figures. My heart is broken. Losing them was always my worst fear, and now I have to live with losing them while they're still alive just because of money. How good is being a millionaire if even your children are still slaves to money? The worst part of it is, I had doubts about my relationship for some time, and instead of making me reconsider being with my partner, this is pushing me towards him even more. I don't want to lose everyone I love, and even if we break up and I meet someone else, I won't ever be comfortable introducing them to my parents. I don't want to invite them to my wedding. I don't want to introduce them to my kids. They don't deserve it. They were ready to forget my existence, to put a price tag on my relationship, and they insulted everything I hold dear, as if their relationship was an example to follow and not just a lesson to be learnt. They both got married for money and status, and they've been unhappy for 30 years. I know, I was there. I can't believe how much they're hurting everyone, me, themselves, over something as trivial. I told them I want to build a life with a partner that has good values and respects me, something I don't think they did, and they practically laughed in my face. Even my brother, who had met my partner numerous times and enjoyed his company, is texting me to tell me that I'm being selfish and hurting them, and that I need to break up with my partner and give back the engagement ring. I'm so lost. What if they're right? 5 years later, I'm still haunted by the words he said when he left me. 5 years ago, I ruined everything. I was engaged to the kindest, most loving man I'd ever known. He was the kind of person who made everyone around him feel cared for, safe, and loved. We were planning our wedding. I thought we were going to spend the rest of our lives together. And then I made the dumbest mistake of my life. I kissed someone else. It was meaningless, and I regretted it the moment it happened. The guilt was unbearable. I told him the next day because I couldn't keep it from him. I begged for forgiveness, promised I'd do anything to fix it. But he just looked at me like I'd shattered something deep inside him. He didn't yell, he didn't cry, he just said, "It's over," and walked out. I tried to reach him for weeks. He ignored every call and text. Eventually I wrote him a long letter apologizing and asking for one chance to talk. When he finally agreed to meet, I thought maybe, just maybe, we could work through it. We talked about our memories, the good times, the love we shared, all the dreams we had for the future. For a moment it almost felt like old times. And then I asked him if he could ever forgive me. What he said next has been burned into my brain ever since. I hear it every single day. Word for word, it plays in my mind like a broken record. I hope someone comes into your life who makes you feel loved and safe just to betray you. I hope you spend every day wondering if the people you trust are lying to you. I hope you never feel secure in love again. I hope even when things seem perfect, there's a part of you that can't shake the doubt. I hope every "I love you" you hear makes you wonder if they really mean it. And when it all falls apart, when it breaks you, I hope you remember that this is what you gave me. He didn't say it to be cruel. He wasn't a cruel man. He was the kindest, most selfless person I'd ever known. That's what makes it hurt so much. He said it because it was the truth, because that's what I did to him. He got up and left, but his words stayed. They live in my head, echoing constantly. Every night when I try to fall asleep, I hear them again. Every time I feel even a little happy, they come back to remind me that I don't deserve it. I've tried to move on, but I can't. I can't love anyone without doubting them. I can't trust anyone without waiting for the betrayal. Every relationship I've had since him has fallen apart because of that fear, that voice in the back of my head telling me it's all going to happen again. I know I did this to myself. I know I might even deserve this, but living with it feels unbearable some days. I still know where he lives. He didn't move out of the apartment we used to share. He still works at the same company he did back then. I've kept track of him through mutual friends, though I've never asked them to relay anything back to him. I've watched from a distance as his life went on without me. And now, after all these years, I'm thinking about going to him one more time, to ask for forgiveness, to try to explain myself again, to tell him that I've carried the weight of what I did every single day since he walked out. I don't even know what I'm hoping for. Maybe I just want to hear him say he's moved on, that he's happy, so I can let go of the small, selfish part of me that wonders if he ever thinks about us. Or maybe I'm hoping he'll say he can forgive me, even if it changes nothing. I know I shouldn't. He deserves peace, and I know my showing up will only dredge up old wounds. But I don't know how to let go of his words, or the fact that I destroyed the only person who ever truly loved me.